morning, Samara. Hello, Parvati. Me too. Me too, Samara. I'm half awake. We we are on the same condition. And I don't know why, because I actually I had a good night's sleep. But yesterday it was very humid again, very hot, the weather. Uh, and by the nighttime, after Argentina won, after Argentina won the match against Netherlands. Um, After that, then it suddenly started raining really hard, like really, really. So it was like I wouldn't say like fresh air, because it was, you know, when there are very hot days and all of a sudden it starts raining, it's not like the temperature goes down. It's more like it's sort of like very bowling. Like you're excited that it's raining, but somehow the environment still feels very warm. I don't know how to explain it. Hmm. Yes, very intense. Very intense. I actually try not to watch it because, like I told you, I get really anxious. I don't like it. But the final minutes that seemed like forever, I did watch and I was very nervous. Like, I didn't like it. But oh well. Yesterday, Jumbo, Jaehyun, and Johnny got injured because the jungle team they were on collapse. Oh, even Ted was there. Yes, I read on TikTok and I also read on Twitter. Like my God, like to be honest, that gym instructor, I've never been a fan of that. Like I seen them perform on that. Hello, Eva. I seen them perform on on that sort of like yes jungle gym, and I see like the members actually doing really well, like climbing and staying on top. But for me, it was very uncomfortable. Like I was like, what if they sleep? Like because the I know that the idols have training, and I know that they are very athletic, but you have to think about the whole. I mean, if you notice, the performance is a bit on the dark. So what if they miss? I actually didn't like that. I know that I saw pictures that supposedly that the structure that they fell off is not the same as the jungle gym. Um, but it's a bit. I don't know when they try to make the idols do this sort of like I don't know stunts, and it's very dangerous. Like in my case, I also worry. For example, the boys used to do a lot of stunts and a lot of like jumping and climbing things. That it looks great on camera, yes, but if you miss it, actually you can get hurt. So I would rather not not have them. And actually, those structures are really tall, so you can actually like miss a step, because I don't know. And it was in a rehearsal, right? It wasn't on public. Poor guys. Well, we're going to pull some cards for them later. Yeah, some people were saying that they were concerned because they said that it was a four member, but they didn't say who it was. So people were a bit like mad at that. Like, why didn't they said who it was? and and to be honest, I mean, I know we want to be who the members are, but I think that when they mentioned a fourth member getting injured, um, I think that yes, it does matter who it is, but it's like if I mean I would get worried because of all of them, not just You know, it doesn't matter who it is. It's them. You know, like I'm worried about them. Sometimes I get them to do really crazy things on stage. Like I mentioned, I support art. Like I mean, they know better than me. Of course, I'm not an expert, but you do have to take care of your artist because you can actually like, you know, get hurt. I don't know if you want to make it uh, like I don't know, a bit more exotic. I don't know. Bring some fireworks. I don't know what to do. I mean, the guys are young and they are, thank God, they're healthy, but they are also human and they can have an accident. You know, they can have it. If we have it like in the workplace, they can have it uh, while doing the choreography. Oh, they were shooting for Puma Korea. Oh, I didn't know. I thought they were getting ready for a stage performance. Also, playing with fire and strange is not safe. And all they do was test it, but they didn't, and now they're injured. Oh, no, no, we were mentioning somewhere about, I don't know if they wanted to add, you know, because sometimes they do make the guys like climb those very high things, you know, and it looks great, but it's dangerous, you know. At least, I don't know, give them this. I don't know. I'm no expert, but I do feel for them sometimes. Like all of the idols, you know. In this case, it's NCT, but I'm sure there were a lot of or they only postponed the recording of NCT. I think you seems like it's used by. This incense is killing me. Like it's really. But I guess it's okay. But it's killing me. I swear. Do you guys follow me on Instagram? Like I know that my Instagram is sometimes it contains like Spanish because I sometimes I do add English but not so often, and yeah, it's really strong. Like um and yeah, I do have a one that I do post about tarot. I also post about, you know, personal things. But yeah, I was thinking like, do they follow me? Like, do I know I have a few. I know I have two, probably two. But since it's on private mode, like you guys let me know when you're going to follow me or send me a message about letting me know who you are so I can add you because it's on private. Yeah, now it has a Spanish name of the translation of Moonchild, that it's Hija de la Luna in Spanish. Um, then I'm going to share it with you. Then I'm going to share it on the community. Yeah, because I was like, oh yes, I remember once. I don't know if you remember that I tried to do one only for English speakers, and I think that 20 follow me, like very little. So I just got back to my regular personal one because I was like, okay, Jennifer, Jinni, Jennifer is her real name? Really? I don't know why I have to say Jennifer the Black. Can you believe, Samara? Jennifer, Jennifer from the Black wants to do like wants to sing a Whitney Houston song tribute in the for the Grammys, I believe. Hello, Spirit. I like. Please don't. You know when please let's not go there and you know she had the audacity to say that Whitney songs were oh I hope so because you know it sounded a bit like a joke because who would dare to say that her songs that Whitney songs just fit perfectly her rank of voice like that female cannot sing like I remember once I saw Christina Aguilera singing a song of Whitney, and I know that she had been like a fan of Whitney ever. I think that Christina actually became a singer because of Whitney. Because I remember seeing like videos of her singing in the living room when she was very little, and she would also sing Whitney Houston songs. And when I saw her like sing, I really cried. I really cried because I was like, wow, wow. Like really, Whitney songs are amazing. Yes, it really. Yes. Hi, Fluffy. And also, one thing that I saw that was so heartbreaking too, guys. This is not about K-pop. This is about another singer, very important. I don't know if many people. I know that some of you are really young, but I heard about Celine Dion that she has like a sickness that is very rare and that it sort of paralyzes her and it makes it very uncomfortable for her to move, to articulate, to sing. Like I was like I don't understand like what's going on with these diseases, guys. I don't understand. Like, look, I have lupus, so I know about having a rare disease that no one knows about. At least when I got it, like 23 years ago, no one knew how to explain it to me. They only knew that to tell me that it didn't have a cure and that it's chronic and I will have it the rest of my life and I will have to learn to live with it. But nowadays, I think that there's some, like, I don't know what's going on. Yes, I heard about Celine Dion. Sounds horrible. Yes, and you know what's very sad is that I watched a TikTok of her like explaining and talking about it. And that was so heartbreaking for me. It was much more heartbreaking to hear it from her. You know, like to see them I don't know I don't know. It's just so um you know, I was from when I was younger, we didn't know much about singers or celebrities. We only knew when they perform on some awards or when they perform on a concert, or but we didn't know much about, you know, artists in general. So we didn't even know if they were married, and if they had children, like their children were totally like out of the picture. They were not known. Um, and and hearing this, hearing her sharing this very vulnerable side of her, like I was like, I would have never dreamed of that this would happen. Like, I don't know. And also with Britney, I think that it happens. I have the same reaction with Britney Spears, because she was a sort of, I wouldn't say an idol to me, but she was very popular, and I really liked her. I always liked what she does, what she did. Um, of course, when it comes to, you know, singing, you're gonna be like, oh, she's the best singer of all, because, you know, she's a great performer. She's not great that like expansive on the vocals. She's not like Christina, but you know, seeing her nowadays, and seeing like and listening people talking about her and her situation and how things in her life were so manipulated, I swear, like, I never thought that I would have the experience of finding out these things about her. You know, I think that this is something that probably, if you are a K-pop fan, somehow the idol allows you, or they share with you a few things. But if you, for example, imagine if you are a Stray Kids fan, and 20 years from now, there's a documentary that comes out and it starts telling you like the, all these awful things that happened to them, and you go back in time and you're like, wow, like I had no idea. So even though there are people that are like, oh, okay, like, well, this is fame, this is what fame does to you, you know, it's not that. It's like you do have to have a bit of empathy and respect for for people, that it doesn't matter if, I mean, if they are, I know they are public, I know they're a celebrity, but they also get scammed, and I mean they get betrayed. They really go through a lot of things that we can, like, you hear about it and you're like, oh my god. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's so, it's like I never thought that I would. I mean, I knew when she married that guy, Kevin, that, you know, things weren't okay, because I remember I saw a bit of their documentary, Chaotic, I think it was called. I don't know, the documentary that she did when she was with him, when she was telling us how she met him, that she proposed to him, and you know, we would get these very weird clips of her filming him, you know, and definitely you can see that in those, I remember in those, that definitely Britney wanted, she wanted someone that loves her, you know, and I think that she was so infatuated by this guy that she was willing to lose it all, you know, because she was so infatuated with him. She was so infatuated. And then she got pregnant twice. So, you know, I this when you realize how lonely, um how lonely a pop star, a celebrity is, because when they meet someone, they fall really hard, like the rest of us. It's not that they have a different kind of behavior where they are, oh, I'm going to be selective. You can be selective if you are a selective, and probably if you are a very detached person. But in the case of Britney, seeing her like following that guy around, like proposing to him, like asking him if he likes her, like trying to get words out of his mouth, like trying to be like, oh, do you like me, but what do you think of me, trying to create a sort of bond and connection that that guy just, he was just there for the ride. And it's even, it's even more sad because she actually invited him to this, I believe that it was a tour that she did, or she invited him, like she wanted to get him along, like come with me, like, oh, so she can like be close to him. And of course, since that guy is, I mean, we do know a bit about Kevin Federline. Like he was like, oh, okay, let's go. She wants me. Like definitely you could see like some cockiness in him, in the fact that she was taking the initiative, and he was like, oh, okay, so so you are interested in me, so I'm going to make it difficult for you. And I think that in the whole documentary, he said two words. Um, I don't know. I don't know. But it's so, it was so sad to see, um her making the attempt, really trying to create a connection with him, and actually like trying to get him to be this special someone. She desperately needed a special someone. She wanted a special someone. That's why I think that she married her childhood friend. The other one, Alexander, I think it was. Like I don't remember, but that then they had to cancel because they got married in Las Vegas. So that was that very, um, a strong desire of, I want someone to love me, and I want to have a family, and I want to get married, and not even realizing that she was attracting this very not evolution guys, like, you know K-pop documentaries don't wait, they're just terrible from the start. Oh yeah, remember her friend, she got an annulment then. Yes, yes. It's just that, that's, and Britney was one of the, not only the most popular, but she was also one of the hottest stars. So you were like, oh, if this woman is desperate for love, for finding someone that loves her, that can see her, like, I want a connection, I want someone to see me, I want someone to love me. And I think that we can all agree that actually, if you notice, if you had observed some things about Britney is a very common person. Like, yes, she's a performer. Yes, she on the stage is the best. But when you see her, like her interviews, like going around, she's a child. She's like a child. She's goofy. She's not the most intellectual person. She is very humble. She's funny. She loves to have fun. She's spontaneous. She's a Sagittarius. She is a Sagittarius. And so is Christina. Christina is also a Sagittarius, but Christina has a moon in Taurus. So Christina is a bit more on the, I want a good life, so I'm going to try to, for me, fulfillment is to have a stable, good life. So, I'm trying to build that. I'm going after that because that's what makes me happy. In the case of Britney has a moon in Aquarius. So, she is a bit, but I remember that her Venus was in Capricorn. So somehow, she wanted a sort of formality or a sort of like a stability in her love life, a sort of like, okay, if I'm with you, I guess this is forever. I guess that this is a sort of like you and me, we signing a contract and this is it. I believe that this is the way she probably entered relationships. Like thinking, okay, this guy is the one, so I'm going to commit. Even though, she's a Sagittarius and her moon in Aquarius, she had always been, I wouldn't say clueless, but she had always been like a bit touched emotionally. So people that were a bit more manipulative, they would like make the biggest decision, and she wouldn't realize it. Actually, it's not a coincidence that Marilyn Monroe, she had a moon in Aquarius as well. She was a Gemini, but she had a moon in Aquarius as well. So there's a tendency with these moon in Aquarius females that they definitely get a lot of attention to themselves, and that they are really popular and they are really wanted, and people really love to see how clueless sometimes they seem, but it's a sort of way like to be like, it's like when the idols are babied by the fans. It's a sort of a way to make the idol, oh, he looks so small, or he looks so cute, or he looks like a baby there, he looks like, like a tiny, it's this sort of like fantasy that you have, that if you see him or them as baby material or as cute, you can somehow manipulate them. So, and you perceive them as fragile. Yes. Yes, she's a simple person. She's very simple. I notice a lot of aqua moons on those icons, like Marilyn on nowadays, Millie Bobby Brown in K-pop, Kai. Yes, yes, because there's this sense of like, I don't know. It just feels. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to turn this in on. I'm going to. I just put out this incense because I was like, but I guess this room needed some cleansing. I don't know. Um. Oh, I think sister Bora too is a Sag with Aquarius moon. Gina Ortega seems interesting. She's a Libra with moon in Taurus. Oh, Parvati, I think that I think she said her moon is in Gemini. She said it herself. Mm-hmm. Which does make sense because actually she talks a lot. She's very communicative. Like, she does have, like the face and the posture that she is attached, but she communicates really well. She's very fluent. Like, she tells you what you want to know. And she seems very studious as well. Yeah, she's a talker. She's very tiny, but she's a talker. Definitely. You can sense it. Yes. Um, and this is something that I actually I couldn't wait to, I had that idea on my mind, and I was like, remember that when we talked about Sagittarius season or Sagittarius people, I told you a story about my, actually one of my uncles, like actually going crazy, going a bit on the Lulu, on the crazy side of life, after he got arrested because he was in the police. He was a police man, and I don't know if he. I know he stole something. He did something about money. They caught him, and he was in jail like for 5 or 9 years. I don't know because I wasn't born in there in that time. But then when he got out after that, he never going back to be the same. Like, I know that when he was in jail, he used to read a lot of books. which that makes sense because Sagittarius, absorbing knowledge or actually becoming religious all of a sudden. But he really became really delusional, and until these days, Harry, until these days, he, and there's something about some Sagittarius people that I do notice that they have the potential of sounding the Lulu to people. And with this, I don't mean like you having a controversial opinion, like you being, I don't know, the one that believes in the black sheep of the family, or you believe in UFOs or conspiracy theories. It's not about that. It's more about really like that your way of expression really triggers people, like they really are like, should we put you in an asylum, like what's going on, like that is a sort of consistent behavior. Oh, we were talking about Britney, Christina, more. We were talking about the. I was talking about her, because we were talking about everything. Ring. Actually, I was like mentioning how I found out about Celine Dion's having this disease, this that is very unknown, that is somehow paralyzes her. That I watched it and it was very, very sad. And then from that, we went on to Britney and a few documentaries that I saw back then about her and this guy, Kevin Federline, and then how she was so obsessed with getting married to the guy that she proposed to him, and then she got pregnant, and then she went through this whole the Lulu thing, and now we're here. And I was talking about how when I was younger, and I used to admire her when I was really young, and she was like a role model to me. Like, and I swear that now that 22, 23 years has passed, I never actually thought that it would be possible to hear all these things about her, and to see all these, like all the transformation, the struggles. So I was thinking about my Sagittarius uncle and his somehow his delusion self. I noticed that there's a pattern with Sagittarius and mental. I wouldn't say mental issues. I mean, but they do sometimes. They do worry a few people. Because I was like comparing these two that are Sagittarius. I was comparing Britney. I don't follow Britney on Instagram, but I know that she makes posts on Instagram, very long posts, that she sometimes talks about everything and not anything at the same time. It's like she is a bit like, I don't know, sometimes she says she's angry about something. She runs a lot on her Instagram post, and she sometimes it seems like she's pointing at someone, but then you don't know who it is. So, like, and you're like starting to get worried about her. And then it reminded me of, remember this girl from AOA? Was it Mina, her name? Mina? That she accused Jimin of being abusive towards her. Yes. Remember that she used to post also a lot of things about how she wanted to end her life, how she keeps like coming back to, oh, these people that hurt me, these people that, always talking about the people that hurt you. And I was like, And at the beginning you do feel a sympathy towards them, and empathy. You're like, oh my god, they really probably they went through a lot, this is why their response is this. But then I find it curious how people get saturated somehow from them, and it's like, oh, we don't want to see that anymore. It seems like she is not okay, so someone take her phone away. This is something that I think that it's very ironic. It's a bit on the hypocrite side. When idols go missing and you don't hear anything from them, you are begging for them to say something. And when finally someone says something about how they feel or how they think in their perception, because it's their account, so they can write what they want. And people start like articulating, like, oh no, don't go that far because you are scaring us, like, oh, are you okay? Like, and maybe these people, these Sagittarius people, they can be ranting, yes, they can be like all over the place, but maybe for them the social media is this sort of like diary. I don't know. um, it's like, maybe you're not supposed to read it, maybe it's something personal, but this is how social media is these days. This is how social media was invented, that you can share whatever you want. So these people are sharing a bit of their trauma. They're sharing with you a bit of their trauma. But we as consumers, we are not ready for that. We are like, oh, why am I reading this? Like, what this doesn't serve me any purpose. So it's a bit on the hypocrite side. Sorry, I just have a beef with Nickelback and chat group for taking measures with Pixels. Jimin and Mina charts was leaked by Dispatch. I'm still surprised to see Jimin back in industry. Very true. Also, how people put a celebrity on a pedestal and after too much exposure get sick of them and cancel them. Even a lot of times I'm just ranting on myself. I don't expect anyone to. Yes, I have an account of it for me. Yes, I think that I remember now, guys. I was mistaken in this sense because I was like, I was saying that Mina is a Sagittarius. No, she's a Virgo with the Sagittarius moon. But what I wanted to say is about the Sagittarius energy or influence. That I think that people just, this is why I think that probably for a fire sign, fame is not a great choice. Because, like I told you, people want to see you pretty, people want to see the beautiful side of you, people want to see, like, the entertainer in you. They don't want to hear all your past life baggage. They don't want to be your therapist. They don't want to accompany you through the whole process of you healing yourself, if you ever heal yourself. They're like, oh, okay, we care for you, but yes, please go seek help. So when you are a Sagittarius, when you are a fire sign, when you have all this energy, somehow you have this spontaneity. How we were mentioning a lot this word spontaneity. So probably, yes, she can get triggered, she can get emotional, she can get like, think back about all the things that hurt her in the past, and this is from their perspective only, of course, and rant about it and talk about it and not letting it go, and it's going to take a while. And some people are like, oh, but she should seek help. And yeah, probably, or probably she does have help, but she just wants to communicate, and she just wants to share a piece of her personal health with you. So, like I tell you, I don't follow these females because I do respect them, but I do not follow them because I'm like, I don't want to read this because I know that eventually they are going to think. Well, I pray that, that they eventually will get their life together, that somehow they will go through some rehabilitation, and these past um, episodes are going to be left behind. I mean, and they're not going to be left behind, of course, because people love to like remind you of your past errors. Um, but I think that I'm like, one day they're going to move on. They're going to come to a place of, I don't know, like finding a real meaning about all this that they went through, all this hurt that they see that they have been done to them, or that they consider that had been done to them. This is why I think that we are all the bad guys in someone's story. So, we shouldn't like take sides. We should just, if you're a fan of one of them, listen to them, like support them, give them a like, I don't know, pray for them, you know, because they do have a tough life. Because people around them just want them for their money, if they have any money left. Or because they used to be famous, or they are famous. So if this person is reaching out to you through the internet, a bunch of strangers, is because, again, they are looking for a connection. They are looking to connect with someone. And when someone is under a lot of stress because of all the traumatic situations, because when you go through abuse, is not something triggers that response of alert in you, and you start to show symptoms that you are not well. And like everything is I mean, if you want, you cannot find like a single reason why they feel the way they feel, why they feel so hurt. In the case of Vida, in the case of Britney, it's not the last thing that happened to them that triggered this response of them feeling like they are out of control of their own life. This is the accumulation of a lot of experiences of abuse. It's not, if you want to blame someone, it's not just like, oh, because she had this, I don't know, this assistant that used to yell at her. No, it somehow adds to the pressure, but it's not just one incident. It's systematic. It's a combination of both. Generally, it starts in the childhood. It starts with childhood, then it starts, like I told you, fame is a sort of trauma as well. Becoming famous, because somehow people do not see you as a regular person. They see you as a potential to get free stuff, to meet other celebrities, to go out with you so you can pay things for them, so they can brag about you, so they can sell your autographs. I don't know, possibilities. So they no longer, they see you as a mean to get something, an easier life. So if we think about why these girls are so hurt, we have to think about their whole life. Because it's not just, oh, this happened to her and she's like this. No, it's her whole life. It's their whole life, basically. That's why earth signs are right for this field. They just gonna do their job and get paid and leave. But they do suffer also because they cannot put it into words. Sometimes I think that it's better for you to get somehow shook or scared of celebrities when they do something scandalous, especially if they're fire signs. Like Britney when she shaved her hair. You know, is and a lot of people were feeling sorry for her and actually don't feel sorry for her because she's making a statement. She's like, oh, you cannot use me anymore. I cut my hair. I'm ugly. I'm not the conventional beauty anymore. So you cannot use my image. You want to look at me? You want pictures of me? Look at me now with bald hair, without hair. Look at me without makeup on. Do you think I'm still attractive? Do you want to sell things? Do you want to sell pictures of me? Looking pretty? I'm not pretty. Yes, yes, I saw that. I saw that, Fluffy. I saw that, and I think that that's a great documentary. Yes. I saw abuses are normalized in K-pop. Idols talk about inhumane practices as if it is normal. Yeah, because in their culture they are like, oh, you have to endure for the team, or you have to endure for the company. You have to endure for others. Forget about yourself. If you somehow are like reviewing or doubting something, and you want like, I don't know, you are like, oh, I think that they are mistreating me. They are like, how come you think about that? Like, you're so selfish. You only think about yourself. And of course, that you should think about yourself. Of course. This is why the people that leave the groups are the bad guys. This is the narrative that the companies, the music industry does for these people that refuse to be one of the group, refuse to belong. Yes. Like, I'm sorry, guys, but 18 hours of practice every day is not normal. No, no. Miley Cyrus is another controversial Sagittarius. Yes, 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 Fluffy. I think that Miley was saved by her moon in Scorpio, definitely. She was able to rebuild herself. But I think that she moved on really well from that guy, from Liam, because I remember that when I was younger, I always tell you guys that I was in a relationship with a guy that was much more older than me. And I when while I was in a relationship with him, I used to think that, oh, this is what it's supposed to be. You know, I'm supposed to marry this guy. I'm supposed to support him and being a loyal companion and being a devoted partner. You know, and his troubles are my problems. You know, his troubles are my troubles, and I have to, you know, forget about me and work on the relationship and have patience and I remember, and I was like, now that I look at it, like I was, he definitely like groomed me, or he there was a lot of manipulation involved that I had to get a lot of therapy to actually being able to talk about it, because since I was the one that actually decided to break the relationship, you know, there was a lot of guilt in me, so I had to work on that. And also I had to come to the realization that uh, it was an abusive relationship, that he was abusive to me. And sometimes when there's no traumatic or violent physical expressions, people are like, oh, he wasn't abusive, he was really good to you, he was nice to you. No, but the psychological manipulation, gaslighting, the everything that goes on in the intimacy of a couple, especially when one of them is older. There's a lot of like mental abuse. So not everyone sees it that way, but if you find like a proper therapist, someone that can actually like help you go get those things out and be like, okay, how did it make you feel to be in that position with that person for so long? Like, how did you feel when you were in that bond? So I think that especially when people like are like, oh, but he was such a nice guy, he was so nice to you, he wanted to get married, he wanted, he loved you, but they don't know the whole story. So when you break out of those things, you are the bad guy. Like, I remember that there was like a piece um, of an interview where Miley used to talk like that for her ex boyfriends or her ex partners, she was the bad guy, that she was the bad person because she left them or because she decided to put an end to that. So she was considered like the bad one in the relationship, the one that you know that wasn't that loving, that didn't love enough, didn't like that, she was like the one that didn't try enough, that decided to break this happy couple, like, why, you're the bad guy of the situation because you didn't love them enough, you quit, you left them, so you are the bad guy. And actually no, the one that decides to break the bond is the one that is like, come on, I'm not happy here, I need to break free, you know I do start to realize that this is not the right. Working on relationship is okay, but not forgetting about yourself. Also, I noticed that they leave the group and only be a solo star. It made me mad that my bias is treated so badly by his ex-company. 10 years should be enough for them to be grateful, but not. They still use Ming's name to promote their new idols. So older men growing younger. That's why relationships with a huge age gap, especially older men. Very suspicious. Yes. The society also conditions women into thinking relationship building is only the women's duty. Yes. Yes. He dating Gigi, who's 25 and progress. How many times have I heard that women look for a father figure in their partner? It's funny because men definitely also look for a mother who's gonna do their laundry and feed them. Yes, it's true, Fluffy. Yes. It's just that Gigi's mom, she's a control freak. I definitely can sense Gigi like trying to get away from her mother's claws because that mother. Woolim using Nmixx image to promote their new idols makes me mad. Promote them on their own talents, not only Nmixx Infinite. Wicked is dating Bella's former best friend. I just can't. He even discreetly revealed him dating Angelina. Yeah, it's just that when they start hanging out with the same people, the same circle of people, these things happen. Yes. Mm. Actually, like, I always wonder about the idols' mothers. I know that in Asian culture, the so-called tiger moms, they do everything to get their children to be outstanding, but especially the mothers of the Magnus, the mothers of the Magnus, the ones that just like let their 13, 14, 15-year old like debut to the group. Like, I don't know, sometimes I wonder about those people, like, because I'm sure they are not that involved in the process of their children. I'm sure that the other members actually take care of the magnet, because it's also a responsibility that they are being put, besides being part of the group. It's like you have to also babysit. Hmm. Some are involved, caring, helpful. Some are show parents, there to collect money from their children. Also, middle sailor and dance moms TV show is not normal at all. It's not really built live. Jungkook said, "I miss my mom, poor kid." Yes. Yeah, definitely. JK, I know that he's a huge star, and he had like a great system of support. But like, I was like, where is his mother? Like, where is his mother? Like, come on, guys. Like, come on. Like, that guy was really shy. Well, and he was so shy. Like, I don't know. Oh, thank you, Rim. Yes, we made it through a lot of suffering. We made it through a lot of suffering. Like always. But we made it. Oh, the white room. And Mrs. Mann sent her to Korea, and yeah, but Lisa does sound like a very determined child. Definitely, I could see her like actually like being that serious. I think that, I don't know. Lisa sounds like a very determined and also like bring it on kind of child. Like, I'm going to make it. Like, I'm going to make it. Because let's be honest, there are some idols that they do talk about, especially the foreigner ones. They do talk about how they told their parents that, okay, I'm going to Korea to become a trainee. Like, that's it. Like, I'm not even asking for permission somehow. So, or just telling their parents that they made it into a group, so the parents wouldn't have to say anything, you know, so they wouldn't oppose their decision. Mm. Yes, Amara, you cannot tell an Aries what to do. It doesn't matter how old they are. Yeah, she's a fighter. Yes, yes, she had a lot of like energy. She has a lot of energy. She's very like bossy, like, get out of my way, sort of like. Mm. Yes, 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 Rim. I agree with that. I agree. I agree with that. Mm-hmm. Yes. I would like keep a very close, um, like, observation. Oh, well. Okay, guys, let's pull some cards for. What is the name of this former member, the Nmixx? Actually, to be honest, I forgot about Nmixx. Sorry, guys. So sorry to the fans, like, but there are so many girl groups that sometimes I get confused. What was her name? Jinni? Okay. Let's put some cards to her to see how she's doing and what was the decision about. Guys, tomorrow I'm going to do another live as well. I'm going to be live at probably 10 because I think that today I came a little bit early and no one was, except for Samara and Parvati. I think that maybe it was too early for some. So, so I'm going to do another live tomorrow at 10 a.m. my time. Because I could. Okay, Jinni. Okay, she got 7 of Wands, King of Swords, 6 of Wands, the Moon, the Judgment. Um, yeah, I think that she was a bit tired of being on the defensive so much. Like, she definitely felt like she had to defend herself, and this is something that we get. This is a card that we get a lot for female idols. I always tell you that these girls, I wouldn't say that they are in danger, but they always have to have this energy of I have to defend myself. Um, and I think that in this case, with this King of Swords here, there's someone that she was defending from. And I think that obviously it's a CEO or it's a higher up. I don't think it's a member. I don't think that it has to do with the members. I think that it has to do with like someone being really unfair to her and actually being really harsh. The King of Swords here. Someone that has this very strong opinions, and someone that thinks that they're always right and that they are always so that everything that they do is so fair and so righteous, that they see themselves as we are better. And I think that she was tired of that person, actually. She was tired of this person's like words towards her, attitude towards her. It seems like she was like always like pointed something, like I don't know if it was like feedback, but it seems like it was especially always towards her, like, oh, you have to fix this, you're not good at this, like fix this, and always her, always her, always her. So she was like, she started to get a bit paranoid, like, oh, there he comes, he's going to tell me something again. So I think that for her, leaving is a victory. For her, leaving is a victory because she wasn't feeling well. She was feeling like she was suffocated, as she was like, like this card is very illustrative, of the situation. The Seven of Wands, like she was like, and she was also feeling very anxious, very on the defensive, like a bit, like even physical, like get away from me, like don't come near me, like like being very tense even in her body. So for her, actually leaving is a sort of like, um yes, for her it's like, okay, like, and I don't know if actually they were pushing her to make this decision, because here with the Six of Wands, it seems like, since we have the King of Swords here, probably this was like someone that just didn't like her, and they were like, oh, I'm glad that she's gone. Like, I don't see that like there was like much like thought into this, in the sense that probably this King of Swords had something to do with like pushing her buttons, taking her to the extremes, so she would look like like in the eyes of the others, she would look like she's the one that is out of control, that she's being irrational. Then we have the Moon and the Judgment. So I think that definitely with this card, the Moon and the Judgment card, it talks about all the things that we do not see and that we are not supposed to see, like I always tell you. This is actually pretty common in the industry. This is actually pretty common in this company in particular. This is a sort of mechanism. This is something that they do. This is something that they feel really proud about doing, about expelling certain members, like, oh, you are not good enough, like, oh, good luck with your new life, good luck with your decision. There's a lot of like, and possibly, there's a lot of, probably for her to, if she wants to continue in the industry, it's going to be a bit difficult to actually get like another opportunity. But I think that probably for her now is not, I don't think she's ready to, I think that she needs a time off to actually process everything that is going on, you know 2 days before she left, she talked about being excited participating for the compact, and now she misses the fans. So her living is so weird. Something major must have happened. She trained for 6 years. Mm. Yeah, and actually, this card, it does represent what you say, because she had the card of the Six of Wands, and now she's the card of the Moon. So she was feeling victorious, very like, like, I'm really happy, I'm proud of myself, and all of a sudden, yeah, I think that a lot of uncertainty is going to come out for her. Like, she's going to definitely have to review her choices, and but this also, it's like an opening of her eyes. Like, she's very young. She still has a long road to go, so she can actually, she's going to rise up because she has the Judgment. So definitely this had to happen. This had to happen, either for the people involved and for her, because somehow there's a lot of things that we do not know about, and that there's a lot of like inconsistencies in there. There's a lot of things that you will probably hear about, a few things afterwards, a few comments, and also probably more details are going to come out. But I feel that the people that actually got her to resign or anything, they are just very satisfied with the results. They're like, oh, okay. It's not like they try to talk to her or like make her I don't know, change her mind, you know, like, okay, what can we do for you, like, for you to feel better, you know, like, hmm. Yeah, she's going to feel very confused afterwards. You know, now she's still like, you know, everything is too fresh, but probably like within a month or so, she's going to start to feel a bit like, oh, what did I do? You know, but you know, there's someone here very like this kind of sorts. There's someone very manipulative, like very intelligent, that they just push her, until she broke. Yes. mm. And this is like I tell you, probably there's something about being a female in that industry, in that place. I don't know, I just feel like as long as that guy is there, you are going to hear a lot of stories about this. There's a lot of manipulation, and a few people just stand up to him. You know, there's not much people that actually contradict him. There's no way of beating him. You know, he somehow feels superior. He feels like, and him or other guy that is involved, I don't know, because I don't know if it is JYP, but I think that there's other people as well. Other people that are pulling the strings as well. I do wonder though why her. Poor girl, she seems like the most hardworking and passionate. Yes, she got a lot of ones, so definitely she was making the work. But she was also very on the. She was also like, I don't know if she was represented by small details. You know, she was so fed up. She was about to, you know, snap. Yes. Yes. But well, it's just that Hyuna and Sumi, they had a sort of trajectory. You know, they had worked a lot. In the case of this group, and you know, I don't know much about Nmixx. We can pull some cards for Nmixx now to see how they're doing. But what I'm getting from them is that since they are very new, um, I don't know why. There's a lot of pressure on this group. You know, like somehow he had a vision for them. He wanted them to be a certain hit that didn't happen. So he's frustrated and he's lashing out to the members because he is not getting the reaction that he wants. Oh. Hmm. I think that there's a frustration towards the group's popularity. You know, like he wanted something for this group that actually it didn't happen. Yeah, so I think that this girl was like, okay, but I done my best. Like, what else do you want from me? Yes, the vision was to write Espa's next level success. And there's songs like Zero Dream. Yeah, he wanted to, yeah. Let's put some cards for Nmixx. Oh, wow. They got Queen of Cups, Three of Cups, the Sun, Four of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and Queen of Wands. So Actually, I'm seeing here that they are very happy. Actually, I'm seeing here that they are very happy, that they are very emotionally connected towards each other. They're celebrating something. And probably they will have a comeback, and the comeback is going to do very well. Like, we really shouldn't, like, they have potential. I mean, even though the group is very young, like it's very green yet, it's very like, but I think that these girls are very stubborn and they are like, okay, we're going to make it. But they are really happy. Like, I was expecting them to actually feel a bit sorry, like a bit like, they are like, okay, together we are. Yeah, because see, they're celebrating. And also here with the Queen of Wands, I'm sorry, the Queen of Cups at the beginning, it's like they're totally in control of their emotions. So they are like, okay, like we are great. Like if you ask us how we are great. Like they feel so great among each other. Like, and then in the middle of the card they got the Sun card. So suddenly something like, like something new and better is going to come out. And then they got the Queen of Wands at the end. So definitely from the Queen of Cups being very emotional, very like they are going to come out a bit more fierce, a bit more confident. So probably the next comeback is going to be more powerful. And they like I don't see like a great success or reaction for their next comeback. But I definitely see a bit of recognition, like, oh, okay, they are out there, they are still there, like, oh, they're there, you know um yeah, I just wonder, like what happened among each other, because they are definitely celebrating. They're like, okay, let's get back to work and let's do this, let's create this, let's like the sun finally came out for them, and they are feeling even more passionate. So I think that definitely the next comeback is not that it's going to be very successful, but at least it's going to show the audience their passion, that they still want this, that they are here and that they are doing their best and that they are putting all of themselves to make it. So mm, they are more specifically not stray kids. Yeah, I see them like coming back stronger. Really, really. But definitely, here with this, because we have also the Four of Pentacles, and we have the Seven of Pentacles. So I think that success for them is going to take a while. I mean, it depends of what is your view of success, but definitely they need to still keep working on some details. um, but they are happy, and I'm wondering, like, why there's this sort of like joy. They are so like, there's a lot of joy here. Like, you just lost a member. Like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? They're like, oh well. I guess they weren't that close. I don't know. Mm. Yeah, probably they weren't that close. Jinni and Lily trained together. Okay. Lily. Um. Yeah, Jinni got the strength card, and Lily got the of Pentacles, and they got the Queen of Pentacles in the relationship. So I think that yes, they definitely put a lot of effort with each other. You can definitely see the growth here. I think that for Lily's point of view, she did find stability with Jinni. So somehow, and also Jinni came out as the strength card. So somehow she also like inspired um, Lily to be stronger. Probably Lily is someone that is also very reactionary, a kind of personality that she tends to react or get a bit like, get angry, get a bit like, you know and somehow I see like Jinni being this sort of like this this that gives you a strength, and somehow like it accompanies you, and it's like, okay, like, slow down. And for, yes, for Lily, it was like their connection was like family, like, okay, like we build this, we create this relationship together. And also like the 10 of Pentacles, it talks about, a lot of years, a lot of experience together, you know a lot of experiences together. And then in relationship, they have the Queen of Pentacles. So I think that yes, even though they're probably not in the same group, they will continue their relationship, their friendship, because I don't know what sign are they, but they seem to be very stable people. But they're also very rational, in the sense that since they got a lot of pentacles, they do believe in effort and work and hard work. So I think that for them, every experience counts. Like, it's not like something very emotional, but it's more like, okay, like we made it work while we could. and probably they will keep like investing in this relationship. Actually, they both of them, they want to succeed. Even though they have different paths, they will continue to support each other, because both of them are they earth signs, because both of them seem very stable, like very loyal people. I mean, like once they are part of your life, like they are very stable. So but they are very mature in the sense that they know what they got themselves into. Like they know what fame does, they know the sacrifices, they know everything. And they are very like, they're like, okay, yes, this is our road. I mean, this is your past, this is my past, but we will make it work, because they are not quitters. They are not quitters. Mm, mm. Yeah, maybe this is why Jinni got so many ones. She got so many ones, cards of ones. Like being a bit on the explosive. A bit on the explosive side. Being a bit of, like once she makes her mind, she made it. Yes, they do get along, spirit. Even though they are opposites to each other, they do get along. They do get along. And also, it depends on their moon sign. But they both seem very stable. Like I get a lot of earth sign vibes. I don't know why, but I get a lot of earth sign vibes. But I don't know if maybe they got these pentacles because actually it's a business relationship, or it was a work environment relationship. Because they didn't got cards of cups. Actually, the ones that did get like cups, it's the group. The group is very emotional and attached to each other. The remaining members. There seems to be a lot of like emotionality in there. A lot of closeness, a lot of like feelings. So yes, they do complement each other. Just that maybe back then, when they were just starting, they were a representation of stability, because they share a lot of schedules, they share a lot of time, a lot of efforts, a lot of learning. So it somehow they were part of their routines. So they got close because of that. But they got close because of work, actually, because that's why they got so many pentacles. Spirit, you asked me a question. I don't know. I cannot find it. I also have to pull cards for Minnow. Shiny Minnow. Woolim's opinion of infinite members leaving. I just want to see if they will left another group and use their name. I'm thinking about Woolim, and this is how they come out as. They're looking at you straight in the face. They do feel powerful. They got the King of Wands, the Lovers, the Temperance, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Um, Actually, they are very stubborn. And they are very changeable. I don't know if this is up to one person, but it seems like they love to play games, in the sense that They know they have to make a decision about this, but they will not do it. Or if they have to do it, they will do it in a very slow pace, like trying to make everything very annoyingly slow. Um, do they owe money to these people? To the infinite members? Do they owe money? They have the temperance in the middle, so definitely there's going to be something that is going to happen that it has to do with healing, resolution. So probably yes, releasing something. But this guy is very unstable. One day he thinks away, one day he thinks about another. It's like doing everything very slow paced. So, like, no, and their opinion is that I don't know, they keep working. Do they have an do they have other groups? To use the other because I cannot see. Cannot see with this deck. Yeah, because they're like, oh, we're healing, we're moving on. They're moving on really slow, but they're moving on. Oh, let's see. Woolim's opinion about infinite. See, the Knight of Wands in reverse. And the Lovers again. I mean, they should already been over with this relationship. Like, but I don't know why they make everything so slow. Like they slow processes, they slow them down on purpose. And they act like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. But there's a lot of secrecy, there's a lot of manipulation here. They just feel so tired, so out of control that they don't know what to do with themselves. They are continuing working. I'm talking about Woolim. But, they got the Lovers again. So they know that they have to make a decision about the name and stuff. But they keep making things so slow that I'm getting really impatient. To be honest, like it's getting on my nerves. It's like they are having a hard time letting go. No. I don't see a decision yet. I don't see a decision yet. It's I don't know how to say this. It's a very toxic connection here because it's like it looks like a very when you have an ex that is no longer part of your life, but somehow they want to make things difficult for you. And they do it by being passive aggressive in the sense that, oh, I cannot control you anymore, but I'm going to make things like I do not care about you, but I'm going to make things really hard for you to move on from me. a lot of manipulation, a lot of manipulation, a lot of things not being said, a lot of like also creating this very confusing narrative of like, oh, everything that we went through, you know, this like this shouldn't have happened, you know, like, oh, I know things about you, you know, like manipulation, and also the inability to make a decision, like probably like trying to make things really hard for these people. So if they want their name and all those things that represent the group, it's going to take a while. I don't see them actually doing something. I see them that they are like, oh, I'm busy, like I don't have time. It's annoying. Bye, Fluffy. Hmm. Yes. Yeah, he came out. The CEO came out in the first reading. The first reading, you know, he came out as the King of Wands. So and he came out as the lover. So there's this sense of like a very toxic relationship, like you owe me, like I'm not letting go, like I'm moving on, but somehow I'm very dependent on what you're doing or what you're up to. Like probably they do have some insiders, you know, some people that let them know about what the others are doing, the infinite members. So it's very confusing, guys. It's a very confusing energy, very confusing. Maybe later I can do a full reading for them, but it's so toxic, guys. It gets into my nerves because I'm like, what do you want? What do you want? I keep pulling cards and all I get is more ambiguity. You know, like it's neither a yes nor a no. It's not a proper answer. You know, it's not like, you know, like okay, let's move on. Like let's cut this. You know, let's end this. No, they would keep dragging things. Yes. You know what I hate? The company was built by the members. Yet this company made them believe for so long they are nothing without the company. Yes, I watched a documentary about that spirit. Um, Remember the channel that I recommended that is in Spanish, La Insolenta? She is a huge Infinite fan, and she made like this a sort of documentary about the story of Infinite, also the story of Monsta X, the story of a lot of girl groups, a lot of second gen group and third gen group, and she was like very, you know, she tried to be humorous about it, you know, and there were some things that were funny, but at the end the story was, it seems like it was like seeing them trying to bring the the entertainer, you know, trying to make every scene, even if it was like a not very good environment, or they didn't have the you know the material gain, or the you know the accessories and everything, they with their personalities they build a sort of like atmosphere. mm. Woolim been Woolim, nothing new there. What do you think of the members though? What could you see? They got the Knight of Swords, the Judgment in reverse, Page of Cups, and the Moon. These guys need therapy. They need therapy. With the Knight of Swords at the beginning, definitely they are in this very like probably they are very talkative about what happened to them. Probably they do post a lot of things, or they are moving when it comes to papers, documents, releasing some statements, like some confessions. It's all about words, it's all about written words, a lot of information, and they are very passionate about it. It's like, okay, like I'm doing something about this, but they got the judgment in reverse. So somehow the judgment in reverse also lets me know that this is not over yet, and probably it's going to take a while. And about the emotional manipulation that you mentioned, this is what it represents about. This is how it's represented. By this Page of Cups and the Moon card. It's like, okay, when about my intellectual side, I know what happened to me, I know how my experience was, but my emotional side, my human side, still feels very guilty and very emotionally attached to how I couldn't see clearly what was going on. Here with the Moon card at the left, there's a lot of emotional confusion. There's a lot of like gaslighting. There's a lot of manipulation. There's like, I wasn't allowed to see what was going on. There was a lot of manipulation, a lot of emotionally manipulation. Like you taking advantage of how fragile I was, or how needed for attention and love and caring I was. And somehow I'm still attached. I cannot see. I don't understand what is going on. I cannot see. These guys need to go to therapy. I'm not saying all the members, but I think that they need to go to therapy. And I think that probably it would be best, I don't think that they would do it, but I would recommend them to go to group therapy. Because like they cannot make sense of what happened to them. So you will probably hear a few members like being verbally aggressive, like probably saying a few things, or like being a bit like, when you're so angry that you start talking and talking and talking, you cannot stop, because that's part of the trauma. They just, are we sure that these guys, that there was no magic involved in here? Because they are so tight, so cut up, so lost. Yes, the member, obviously. There's a lot of trauma. But yes, being successful is not going to be a response. It's not about money. It's about their selves, their identity. And this is much more than the group's identity, or this is bigger than, claim my name or the group's name. It has to do basically about who they are. It's like you're making me question who I am and what I have done. I don't know if they treat them like they're crazy or delusional for asking things, but there's a lot of manipulation, and they are not okay. They are not okay. It's just that I think that there is a lack of stability in this group, like in the sense of not them, the group as musicians or artists. I think that when it comes to their personalities, It's like everyone, it seems like they are very intellectual, they're very rational about what happened, but there's not action. There's not like the reunion of forces. Like, there's not a plan here. I feel that probably some members are like, okay, we should do this. And there are some members that are like, oh, okay, okay, I will see if I can do this too. But there's not like planning. There's not planning. It seems like everyone is so affected or is so traumatized by everything that they are this sort of like, they run away. They, like, someone should sit them down all together and be like, okay, let's talk about this, let's do this, let's create a plan, and let's stick to this plan. It seems like probably half of them agrees to do something, but then the other is like, oh, okay, I have to go because I have to do something, but I will let you know, yes, 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 and then they disappear. So it's like, and also there's part of being so traumatized. There's this sense of like, okay, I want to avoid this subject, I don't want to talk about this because it makes me feel bad. But I don't know why I feel like there needs to be more grounding. Like, okay, like, let's do this, let's, like, come on, you need to be here, you need to be as committed, everyone needs to be committed to this, because if one of them goes away, or if one of them escapes, or one of them uses escapism to not deal with what's going on or to not stick to the plan, they're not going to be successful. Yeah. Speaking of manipulation, WayV or mismanagement, 5 members went back to Korea and WinWin stayed back in China. Comeback is on the. I'm going to turn this off because I'm freezing. And WinWin stay back, come back on the. So they promote unless they will be as 5 again. I don't know. 5 members in Korea SM is freaking insane as they are. Okay. Let's pull the cards for a WayV, because I remember that I wanted to do a reading for WayV on my channel, but I'm going to do it now since we're here. And maybe someone can help me with the timestamps later, guys, so when I post this, people can watch it. WayV. The Tower, Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, 9 of Swords, and one less card, Ace of Cups. Starting with the Tower, definitely, guys, the chaos that you see is the chaos, is a reflection of the chaos of the members inside. Here there's no stability. Here there's no stability. Like, I don't know what's going on with that group dynamic, but something is broken, and I think that some uncomfortable conversations need to be had. I mean, someone has to talk about this. I think that the key to work things out is to talk about it. This group is not okay. This group is not okay. I mean, they have the potential to be okay because they have the Ace of Pentacles in the middle. So when it comes to resources and being like stable, we know they are part of a very successful company. But I think that there's something about WayV that I think that the people that created this group is like, okay, we want to make another group that brings us money. Yes, you want money, but it's like you're not taking care of other aspects. Like you want these guys to be like this sort of like um money machine, but emotionally these guys are not okay. These guys are not okay. That's why they cannot communicate with each other. That's why they cannot connect with each other. They cannot even connect with the art, with the craft itself, because they are not okay. They are feeling very abandoned. They have a lot of like they're trying to master their emotions. They're trying to be a bit more mature. Probably they were told to be more mature, to be more like stable, but they are trying. They definitely want to show themselves as being mature enough, but there's something here that is not working, and these guys are not working as a team. They something was said or is about to be said among the members that I think that is a very harsh truth, but it needed to be said. Here there's a lot of opinions, there's a lot of differences. um, there's something broken. There's something broken in the group. Definitely the group has no foundation. The only thing that keeps the group alive is the love of the fans. I think that the fans is the only one that keeps like these opportunities pouring. um, but these guys are not okay. They need to, I mean, you know what? Because I think that since they have the Ace of Pentacles in the middle, definitely they will start over. Like there's something about money here. So here is about, okay, let's not talk about uncomfortable things or uncomfortable truths. Like let's get back to work. Let's make things prettier. So yeah, here there's a lot of like denial about what's going on with the members individually. Each of them are going through different struggles, personal struggles. But here the company is like, you have the success, you have the love of the fans, you have the attention, so let's make it work. Let's go back to work. And definitely, if they're having a comeback, the comeback is going to be successful. It doesn't matter how many members are in it. The comeback is going to be successful and it's going to keep providing for the company. But about the members, I don't see them okay. And I don't see a reunion, I don't see work dynamic, I don't see like, they are not okay. But the company doesn't care about that. They just care about making things pretty, expensive, putting a lot of money, like, oh, this is not working, okay, we will add more money, more budget. And the fans will pay for it. The fans will react because they do it from a place of love. And the company does it from a place of, you know, using that love. I think some of them, they don't want to make this issue more big and wish to deal with it in private, not from everyone. Let's see the issue with WinWin. Okay. Something right here. He says and right, and go back with them. Yes, we love them. We love all of them, but yes, they are not a group. This is something that I think that SM definitely should work a bit more with these people. Like, and it's not about getting them like locked down in one room. Like, okay, get along. No, they have to work among themselves, like emotionally. There's a lot of, and these guys are not okay. WinWin. WinWin and his company, you said? Yeah, 10 is it's just that the love is going to help this. I mean, the fans, and this is why I think that is very it has a very strong meaning when you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. If the guys are going to make it like a are going to earn a lot of money about this comeback, is because the fans also want to show their love and appreciation through money. They somehow know that the group is not okay, but they want to contribute with something, so they want to put money, support with money. Okay, we will buy. What do you want us to buy? We will put the money. And this is why SM keeps doing this. Okay, WinWin. WinWin got 10 of Wands, the Emperor, 4 of Swords, 8 of Wands, 7 of Wands, the King of Wands. No Wands. Oh, very passionate guy. Poor guy, he's so exhausted. Is he working on something else? It's like he's working his butt off. He's working, he's really tired. Actually, he's like shielding himself behind being busy. I think that WinWin is someone that he's also in denial. Does he have Sagittarius influence? Because I see a lot of like very he has like this energy. I know he's a Scorpio and I know his moon is in Virgo, but he's the kind of guy that he just wants to be busy, and he's a bit it seems like he's on denial all the time, like he's like, oh no, don't bother me, I'm busy. Oh, I couldn't do this, I'm busy. Like I don't have time, I'm busy. It's like he shields himself behind his responsibilities. He's a guy, but he's very smart. He got the Emperor and he got the King of Wands. So definitely WinWin is not, he's not one of the guys that is not okay. He is his own master. This guy is very intelligent. He is on top of the world. And actually, I see that probably he's resting a bit. I mean, he's busy and all, and then he will come back and he will continue to do his activities. But probably now he's like resting. He's like slowing down a bit. But he's slowing down because he's somehow making another. He has another activities to do. So he's like saving force. He's like, oh, I'm not going because I have to save my body and my strength for this other thing that I have to do. But to communicate with WinWin is very hard. He's I wouldn't say he's a difficult person, but he gets very on the defensive very easily. It's like you have to watch out the way you talk to him, because somehow he is like, he's on his throne. He's like Don't talk to me like that. You know, um, actually, I don't see WinWin being successful. In the sense that I don't see money here, but I see him like doing a lot of things at the same time, like a lot of gigs, a lot of activities, a lot of like he's definitely taking all the works, all the possibilities that come his way, because he's in a hurry. He's like, okay, but everything that he does is for him to become this king and for him to become his own boss. He definitely has a plan. He definitely has a plan, but he's not good at relationships, in the sense that he's not very diplomatic. Actually, he comes with an attitude. He comes with, this is why he got the emperor. He got this, like, oh, I have experience, like, I know myself, I know my worth, I know that I am great at what I do. So yes, watch out the way you communicate with me, because I'm a star. So yeah, if you're asking about his company, I think that he definitely rules them all. Like, his goal is to become his own boss. Or does he have his own company already? Because it's like, I am no one's employee. I am my own boss. But he's unpredictable. There's something about his energy. No, not stuck up. No, stuck up is not the word. He's the guy that lets his work do the talking. He doesn't communicate that much. He does what he has to do, and he puts all his passion. Um, yeah, this is what there. How can I say this? This is why I'm asking if he has Sagittarius placements, because there seems to be, like, yes, a lot of movement, a lot of here, there, a lot of attitude, but I don't see money here. Like, I see a sort of a reputation. I see him like trying to grab as many opportunities as he can and trying to be really fast about it. And him feeling really good about himself, but I don't see money. Like, where is the money? Does he get paid? But it's like he enjoys the popularity. He enjoys people knowing who he is. So even though if you don't like support him, you know who he is. So he's like, oh, yeah, but he has probably the right connections as well. He's very smart. He's a very smart guy. Yeah, he's someone that he, because of this, because he's not very communicative. So and even his body language or his posture is of someone that can run you over if he can. He gets the possibility he can like run you over. But I think why I get this and why I get his huge urge to do the work, put the body, put the physical effort, and then just go home. Because I think that this is his philosophy in life. Honestly, I think that this guy definitely has a lot of traumas from the past. Probably he was very poor when he was younger. I don't know. I don't know if this is true or not, but it seems like he's overcompensating a lot of a lot of things that he didn't have when he was young. Like he wasn't protected when he was young. So now he's like, okay, I have to make it in this industry. I have to show these people who I am. Like they have to know my name. They have to recognize me. So yeah, but he's not good with words. And I think that there's something about, it's not about language barrier, but I think that for him, he always felt sort of complex about the way he speaks. So I don't know if someone had told him that he talks too slow, or he talks too, like, his tone is too, like, someone corrected him and was like, oh, like, that he is a bit on the defensive about, communication. He definitely does communicate with the people that he trusts, but when it comes to his way of showing his himself as an artist, it seems like he is like, oh, you don't have to talk too much, just sit there and be pretty, you know. He holds a lot of grudge against people of the industry. Definitely, he wants to prove himself. There's where you can sense a bit of a cockiness. I have a question. Did they remove him for 127 to punish him? People are fighting with him. Yeah, it's just that I don't see the money for this guy. This was worrying me. But well, he's very intelligent. Okay, let's see. Let's ask the tarot about why he was removed from NCT 127. He got the Four of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Three of Wands, the World. I think that actually he was removed because a cycle was over. Like they saw like a cycle was over with him. Like, okay, like we got what you need. Like, thank you, next. Um, Definitely they saw him as a very like close off and a bit stubborn and a bit difficult to, like, you couldn't tell him what to do. He was a bit of like, he definitely did follow the rules, but he had this not so, he wasn't so willing to follow the rules. Like he was like, oh, I'm going to do what I know, or the way I do things is the way I know it. And he's getting to me like a lot of stubbornness, a lot of unflexibility. Like, okay, like I'm not moving here. Like, okay, do what you have to do because no, no, something like that, and it was really, they tried to talk to him, they tried to connect with him, even the members tried to connect with him. I believe that some of them, of the members, do love him. There are some of members that did feel a connection with him, but he got the Nine of Pentacles, so I think that they always view WinWin as this very individualistic person, and I think that this is what I'm getting, that this is not. I think that WinWin is not a bad guy. He's not. He's a complex person. I don't know how to explain this because the cards. WinWin is the kind of guy that he never felt like welcomed anywhere. This is why what I feel like, does he have Sagittarius energy? Because I'm sensing a lot of, like, he has this tendency of running away from places that he doesn't feel comfortable. Or if you want to create a connection with him, he tends to withdraw and be like, no, I don't want you to get that close to me. Like, I'm not interested. I'm here because it's my job, and he's always thinking about, okay, how can I do more things for myself? So I think that for them it was like, okay, and I think that probably for WinWin, he definitely has had an idea that he doesn't want to be stuck to one group only. He wants to expand. This is why I'm asking you if he has Sagittarius energy, because he does look like this guy that he's very worldwide. He's like. It's just that. It's just that WinWin, it has a very cold mentality about business. So he knows he has to belong to a group because it can help him to promote him for other audiences. So he knows he has to be part of the group. But he was like, I don't know. I don't know. I think that it also, yes, it has to do with NCT 127 construction, because they got the world card. So it was like, one cycle ending and another one beginning. So probably they weren't very sure about, like, are we going to keep the members that we have, or are we going to bring someone new? They were in the process of trying to make it the best, the best group possible. ITZY. Didn't I pull cards for ITZY the other day? Okay, guys, I'm going to pull these cards for ITZY, and then I'm going to upload the reading for Jinni today. Please give it love. I know that I don't have much Shiny fans, shovels here, but please watch it. ITZY. They're going to do great, actually. They're going to be okay. Queen of Swords, Six of Wands, Six of Cups. There's a lot of nostalgia in them. Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, and the Star card. Yeah, I think that they are going to do great. Are they planning to have a comeback soon? I think that ITZY definitely has. They had gone through so much, but at the same time, they are very mature right now. They are very mature. It's like they have more clarity. They are understanding how business works. So they're like, okay, when the time comes, we will do our thing. Like, they're not paying attention to others. They are not like comparing themselves. They are becoming wiser about their job. They know that probably, it like things haven't been doing really well, when it comes to popularity, but they definitely are trying their best to show, like to overcome this, because they are like, okay, we are here for a reason, so we want to make this work. They definitely feel nostalgic about the past. I don't know what happened in the past, but they felt like things were easier when they were just starting. But now they're very hardworking girls. They are very hardworking. They will keep working. Their progress will be slow but steady. And yes, I don't see them like giving up. Actually, they are building a sort of like they are trying to be more stable with their concept, with the way they interact with the fans. They are stars, you know, they are stars. They have the potential of being stars. They have the potential to shine again. It's just that things are not the way they used to be. Some things had changed in the industry, and so they have to adapt. They have to adapt. I think that the most positive thing that they have in common is that they have stability. They are very stable. I think that they are a sort of community. Despite of everything that is going on, there's a lot of stability in their work, in their intentions, in how they put their efforts together. They definitely, I wouldn't say like they are like best friends, but they are family definitely. And they are like, okay, like we will have to do what we can with what we have. um, but yes, here with the star card, definitely they were meant to be in this group. They were meant to be here with all the struggles and with all the, and they actually are very popular. They are very loved by people. Just that I think that they had to, they needed to grow up. You know, there's a sense of maturity. They definitely are entering a new stage where they probably their concept would be a bit more mature. They definitely want to be seen as more mature. They want to try more mature things. But probably here with the Six of Cups here, probably the guy here that runs JYP wants to give them a concept of very young teenage girls that they just are a bit like, oh, okay, like, okay, I have to work on this, okay. You know, I think that this is the mistake that they did, you know, because the girls had a very strong and sharp image, and somehow they were turned into this baby bubblegum kind of concept that they are like, oh, okay. They were a bit like, I think that that slowed down a bit their success, but they will come back. They are working. They are definitely working towards something, and probably there's a female that is going to assist them, or like somehow be like, okay, guys, like let's do this. Mm, yes, no one is happy with pull my sneakers. Yeah, that song is awful. Mm, yeah, yes, yeah. Let the things. Yeah. Mm. Yes, me say yes. 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 Okay, guys, I'm going to be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. my time, and probably I'm going to do the Mino, the Chinese Mino reading live, if you don't mind. And we can continue with other readings if you have an idea of who I can read for on live, so we can do this. So, yes. Yes. Okay, guys, thank you for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Bye.